Welcome to this production of A Merry Little Christmas Carol, brought to you by Westport Country Playhouse in partnership with WSHU. A special thank you to our Playhouse sponsors, Mary Ellen and Jim Marpy, and Judy and Scott Fairs, whose financial support made this production possible. The Westport Country Playhouse Radio Theater presents A Merry Little Christmas Carol, adapted by Mark Shanahan from his play, based on the novella by Charles Dickens, with original music, sound design, and audio production by John Gromada.
Marley was dead to begin with. Oh, that's a good opening line, isn't it? How wonderful. Every time I read it, I think to myself, what a perfect way to start a ghost story. I love it, don't you? Hello, this is Mark Lamus, Artistic Director of the Westport Country Playhouse. Tonight, I'm sitting here all alone in one of those comfy red chairs in our big barn theater in Connecticut, and I guess I'm a little jumpy all by myself here in an empty theater because every once in a while from up in the balcony I hear the creak of a floorboard, the thump of a footstep, the squeak of a house seat, sometimes even the door closing backstage. It's probably just my imagination, right? But then again, any respectable theater with a long history like ours should have its fair share of ghosts. One look at the posters that line our walls tells you that there are hundreds of famed actors throughout the ages who might wish to return to the Playhouse one more time, even from beyond. Maybe you've seen one of those ghosts around here yourself, out on the front porch, or on the staircase in the lobby. With that in mind, it's only fitting that tonight I'm calling on the spirits of some of our most beloved Playhouse actors to share with you the most famous ghost story of them all. Now, you might think you know this one already. It's a Dickens of a tale told many times and many ways, but tonight we'll endeavor to tell it anew so that our ghostly little play might raise the ghost of an idea which we hope you'll enjoy. So, close your eyes and imagine you're right here with me, nestled into your seat at the Playhouse. The curtain has just gone up. Marley was dead to begin with. There was no doubt whatsoever about that. Once upon a time, of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, a spirited wind swept down the Thames, through the thoroughfares of old London. The fog poured in at every keyhole. The church had just struck 3, yet it was already dark. It is on this particular Christmas Eve that we meet one Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge.
Humbug!
See him in your mind's eye, his black cloak whipping in the wind, as cold as his heart.
Out of my way!
A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner was Scrooge. Even the city's stray dogs were afraid of him.
Quiet, you mangy beasts! Yeah, that's better.
See it now? The counting house of Scrooge and Marley, for the two had been partners for a good many years. Sometimes folks called Scrooge Scrooge, but sometimes they mistakenly called him Marley, though Scrooge would always say,
"What do I care what you call me so long as you pay your bills on time?"
And so it was, until old Jacob Marley quite suddenly passed on.
Dead as a doornail.
You see, Marley was dead to begin with. Oh, but you knew that already. This must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come from the tale I shall relate for you tonight.
Cratchit!
Once upon a time, of all the good days of the year,
Cratchit, where are you?
on Christmas Eve,
Yes, sir. Can I help you, sir?
Old Scrooge and his clerk, Bob Cratchit, sat busy at work.
Lock the door! Quick! He's coming!
Once upon a time, on Christmas Eve.
But, sir, it's only...
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
My nephew, Fred.
Indeed, Uncle. Hello, Bob. Merry Christmas.
Humbug! A Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
And what right have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Fool, going about wishing people a Merry Christmas. Bah!
Oh, come now. It costs nothing to say the words. Give it a try. Just pucker your lips. Say, Mary. Oh, yes, it's on the tip of your tongue now, isn't it? Mary.
Humbug!
Merry humbug. Well, not quite. Try again.
Out upon a Merry Christmas. If I had my way, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
I fear you're not quite in the Christmas spirit, Uncle.
What's Christmas to most but a time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer? There's no profit in Christmas.
There are many things which have rewarded me without profit to my pocket. Christmas is chief among them. I find it a kind, forgiving, and charitable time when good people open their hearts freely and think of their neighbors as they really are, as fellow passengers to the grave, and not just another race of creatures bound on merciless journeys. And so, Uncle, though Christmas has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I say God bless it.
Hear, hear, Mr. Fred.
Quiet, Cratchit.
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Sorry, sir.
And so, Uncle, I come with an invitation to Christmas dinner at our house. You've yet to meet my wife. She's preparing a turkey.
You wish me to eat a turkey at your house?
And I shall uncork a fine bottle and toast the day with Christmas spirits of a different sort altogether.
I have no interest in Christmas spirits.
Catherine will be disappointed.
Who?
Catherine. My wife.
Tell me again, why did you ever marry?
Why? Because I fell in love.
Fell in love? Bah! Good afternoon.
I'm sorry to find you so resolute, Uncle. I'll take my leave. Bob, my very best wishes to all the Cratchits, especially your youngest boy. How is Tiny Tim?
We're hopeful, sir. Hopeful indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. You're in our thoughts.
Very kind of you, Mr. Fred. Merry Christmas.
You hear this fool? My clerk with 15 shillings a week and a family? Only an idiot like him would go about wishing people that...
Merry Christmas!
Bah! What are you looking at, Cratchit?
Well, it's nearly end of day now, sir.
Is it? You'll want the whole day off tomorrow, I suppose, even though I'm paying you.
It's only once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Sorry, sir.
Scrooge closed up the counting house, and upon closing the door, he was immediately seized upon by two terribly jolly ladies shouting,
Merry Christmas!
Bah!
Hello, Mr. Scrooge. Or are you Mr. Marley? You must be one or the other.
Marley is dead, to begin with. 7 years ago, this very night.
Oh, we're terribly sorry to hear that.
Terribly sorry indeed.
Now, Mr. Scrooge, we've never met.
So why ruin a good thing?
A good thing. Exactly. You see, we represent the Temperance Society. At this festive season, we seek to make some slight provision
For the poor.
and the destitute, who suffer so very greatly at this time of year.
A time above all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices.
And so, what shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to remain anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Oh, there are, sir.
Then those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there. Many would rather die.
Well, if they would rather die, they'd better do it and decrease the surplus population. There'll be no handouts, no free meals, no.
Out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round
You there,
about,
boy,
deep and
stop
crisp
that at
and
once.
even. It's only a carol, sir. A Christmas carol. Sir, are you all right?
I do not wish to hear your song, do you understand? Now, off with the lot of you. Good afternoon.
Old Scrooge's hands shook. The song had stirred something deep within him, A memory, long buried. And buried is where it would stay if he had his way about it. Foggier now and colder still, the old bell in the church struck the passing hours as old Scrooge set off for home, alone. And then...
Scrooge. Eh? Who's there?
But nothing. Scrooge groped along the path until he arrived at the front door of his drafty old home on Powers Court.
Now then, my keys. What in blazes? There, in the door knocker. It's the face of... Marley? Jacob? Marley? Ah!
Oh, there you are, Mr. Scrooge. You're late. I was just about to leave, I was. What's wrong? You look like you've seen a...
Mrs. Dilber, it's only you.
Always a charmer, eh? I've finished the housework and rearranged the dust and cobwebs in every room. I'll see you...
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Christmas Day, sir. My sister lives out in Leytonstone, and I intend to be with her.
You are my housekeeper. This is my house. Intend to be here.
All right, let's see then.
Simple-minded vulture.
Miserable ogre.
Hog-faced hornswaggler.
Filthy-nosed flapdoodler.
Rump-roasted hedge creeper.
Tight-fisted old Scrooge.
What did you call me?
The worst thing I could think of. A Scrooge.
Tomorrow, or don't come back.
I don't have a choice, do I?
Choice? We none of us has a choice.
Tomorrow, then. The only thing left for me to say, then. Merry...
Don't you dare!
Christmas!
Scrooge entered the darkness of his home.
Darkness is good. Darkness is cheap.
He lit the smallest of candles, double-locked himself in, put on his dressing gown, slipper, and nightcap, and sat down to eat his gruel.
Humbug.
And that is when he heard.
What is that noise? The cellar door is opening. Who's there? Answer me. I can see right through you. Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Very well. Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Jacob? But aren't you dead to begin with?
You don't believe in me?
No! In fact, I do not. There's an explanation for you. You might be a symptom of indigestion, or an undigested bit of beef, or a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more of gravy than of grave about you, sir. Very well. I believe. But why should the spirit walk the earth?
If a man's spirit does not go forth in life, he is condemned in death to wander the world and witness the happiness he might have shared.
Is that why you bear those chains?
I wear the chain I forged in life, link by link, yard by yard.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, that was my business. Yet I walked through life without a care for others. No! Jet, my chain, it pulls me back. Scrooge, hear me.
I do.
You have yet one chance of escaping my fate, Ebenezer.
Tell me what to do. I'll accept anything. Anything.
You will be haunted.
Anything but that.
Tonight, haunted by 3 spirits. Expect the first spirit when the clock strikes 12. Expect the second upon the stroke of 2, and the third upon its own good time. Look for me no more, but remember what has passed between us.
I will.
Remember me, Scrooge. Remember me. Remember me.
Jacob Marley, in this very room. Was I dreaming? And yet, to bed.
But Scrooge couldn't sleep. The clock struck.
1:15. 1:30. 1:45. The hour itself. And nothing. I must be going mad. All those fools wishing me a...
Merry Christmas, Ebenezer Scrooge.
And there, at the foot of his bed, a lovely, floating woman with a mischievous smile, hair glowing like an ambitious candle, her figure in shimmering robes, like bedsheets blowing in the wind.
Who's there? I can hardly see. You shine so brightly. Are you...
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Oh, yes, of course you are. And what business have you here?
My business is your welfare and reclamation.
Well, thank you all the same, but I'm not interested in...
Take heed, Ebenezer Scrooge. Rise and come with me.
Oh, I'm floating. Oh, dear. Yes, I'm floating. Off the ground. Oh, I don't care for this.
Bear a touch of my hand and fly with me, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, but where are we to go?
The past, of course.
But I've already been there, and I don't wish to...
At once, Scrooge is high above London, soaring through the clouds. He covers his eyes, fearing even the slightest look between his fingers, until the spirit and the old man land softly, like snowflakes touching down upon a field.
Where are we, Spirit? No, not where. When? Isn't that right? I know this place. Good heavens, I was a boy here. That country road, the little town in the distance. All as it used to be. Come.
You remember the way?
Remember it? I can walk this road blindfolded. Oh, look. Those boys, do you see them? They were my schoolmates long ago. I know them. Boys, it's me. It's Ebenezer, boys. They didn't see me.
These are but shadows of things that have been.
Shadows? How lovely to see them again. They were my mates, you see, at my school.
Well, then let us go up there, shall we?
Why, it's just as I recall it. My school. Well, not a school, really, was it? A workhouse, where we received basic lessons while in the care of old Mr. Creakle. The sight of his face would scare the devil himself back to...
Boys? Boys.
My goodness, that's him. That's him.
Bernard Hall prepares its students to be proper citizens, not hooligans. Do you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Creakle.
This morning, I was hit in the head by a snowed ball. Disgraceful. Snowball fight when you should be working. I will find out which one of you did it. Of that you may be sure. And when I do, there will be consequences. But today is the end of term. Your parents wait at the main entrance to take you home for holiday. But when your festivities have ended, I will still be here. I will always be here. Remember that.
Yes, Mr. Creakle.
For now, you are dismissed. Except for you, Scrooge. I want to speak with you.
Can he see me?
He can, yes. Though he sees you as the boy you once were.
I found these books hidden at your workstation. You've read all these, I take it?
Yes, sir.
Well, you've been a busy boy. There's no profit in stories, Scrooge. The real world is cruel and hard. Your father sent a letter, child. He isn't coming. Doesn't wish you home for Christmas. You're to remain here with me. You're unwanted, Ebenezer. You need to think about your future, because no one else will. Work is the only thing that will save you, not dreams. Do you understand me? Answer me, child.
Yes, sir.
Bah, humbug.
I was just a boy. I wish
Yes?
I wish there was a boy singing a Christmas carol on the street last night. Good King Wenceslas, a song my mother used to sing. I should have liked to have spoken with him.
Let us see another Christmas, Ebenezer.
With a wave of the spirit's hand, the years pass. The schoolroom is worn with age.
Ebenezer!
Spirit, is it she? My dear sister Fan? Spirit, may I see her?
You may, and she might see you as the brother you once were to her.
Oh, brother dear.
Fan, it is you.
I've come to bring you home. Isn't it wonderful? How I've missed you.
And I you, dear Fan.
Father is so much kinder than he used to be, and had a change of heart. He's been ill and he wishes to see you. He sent me in a coach to bring you home. Oh, this is a day to remember.
I will. I do.
And there's more. You're never to come back here. You're to be a gentleman. Father has arranged an apprenticeship for you.
Look at you, dear Fan. You and your sweet, crooked smile.
Come, the coach is waiting. We'll have a feast and sing songs like Mother used to. Do you remember the song? Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen.
Fan,
when the snow laid round
don't leave,
about
Fan. Not again. She was always a delicate creature, Spirit, with such a large heart. I've missed her so. May I see her again?
Her time has passed.
How cruel you are.
The past is only what you remember. Come, we have more to see.
In a flash, Scrooge finds himself amid the bustle of a city street several Christmases later.
We're at the old warehouse now, aren't we? I was apprenticed here. This is the warehouse of dear old...
Excuse me, pardon me, hot soup coming through.
Dear old Fezziwig, alive again.
Yo-ho there, Ebenezer, Ticky, where are you? Lads, come along now.
Here, Mr. Fezziwig.
Bless me, is that Dick Wilkins? He was my best friend, Wilkins was.
Good lad, Ticky. And where's Ebenezer?
Probably going over the books again, sir. You know him.
Spirit, allow them to see me too.
As you wish. Remember, they only see you as the young apprentice you once were.
Hello, Dickie, my old friend.
Oh, there you are, Neezer.
Yo-ho, my boys, 7 o'clock, Christmas Eve. Our guest will be here any minute.
Mr. Fezziwig?
No, Neezer, I know. You're going to tell me not to spend so much money on the party. It's true. Business is a bit down this year, but something will turn up. Something always turns up. Oh, and before I forget, here's a little something extra for you both. You're very special to me, boys.
Thank you, sir. Very kind.
Now clear the room. I want those shutters up quicker than you can say Jack Robinson.
Old Fezziwig's parties. I'd forgotten how grand they were. He invited everyone he knew. Cost a fortune.
Neezer. Ooh, Neezer.
word, Dora Kunkel is coming tonight. And guess what? I think I'm in love
Dickie,
with her.
weren't you in love with Mary Underfoot?
Oh, yeah, I was in love with Mary Underfoot, but that's before I met Mabel Hickenlooper. And then I met Dora Kunkel. Dora Kunkel is different. I really do love her. She just might be the future Mrs. Wilkins. So I need you to do something.
Anything.
Brilliant. Now, I want a moment alone with Dora, but I'm supposed to be looking after my little sister tonight, so could you...
Your sister? Yes, your sister.
Right, Isabel, with the silly curls and buck teeth and the squinty little eyes. Just dance with her for a little while and keep her out of my hair. Can you do that?
Yes, of course. Your sister.
How can I ever repay you?
Clear away, boys, clear away. They're coming. Hilly ho, Dick. Cheer up, Ebenezer.
Oh, Spirit, I know them all. I recall them, each and every one. There's the fiddler and the baker and Mrs. Fezziwig. And the little Fezziwigs. Oh, there's Rita and Tom and Annie Burke from down the street.
Friends, welcome. Mrs. Fez and I wish to say, well, we count our blessings for our family and friends. The family and friends who share our journey with us this night. Just look round. Old friends, new ones, people from all over, some from places I've never even heard of, some who've never even heard of Christmas. To you I say, welcome to Fezziwig's. Of course, remembrance, like a candle, burns brightest at Christmas. Some of our dear ones cannot be here tonight, and some have crossed over to that undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns. We miss them all. We do. But they're in our hearts, of course. And to the rest of you, you'll always be welcome at our Christmas table, and that's a promise. And so, let us join in a jubilant chorus. Fiddler, play on!
Oh, Spirit, I'd forgotten. I used to dance, didn't I? Not well, mind you, but I danced. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the night I met...
Hello.
Yes, right. Hello. It's you.
My name is Belle.
Oh, yes. My name is... It's... I can't remember.
It's Ebenezer.
That sounds familiar.
We've met before. My brother Dickie is your best friend.
You. The girl with the curly hair.
And the buck teeth.
And the beautiful eye.
Will you call upon me?
I will.
Then I shall count on it. Don't disappoint me. Good night, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, you're smiling.
Indeed, I am. She made me feel so... Oh, I remember everything about this night. How I wished it would never end.
We did it again, lads. Oh, I do believe that was our finest Christmas party yet. Oh, look at you boys. Almost men now. Good night, Nisa. Night, Dickie. You're a pair of princes. You know that, boys.
Old Fezziwig did it every year, Spirit. Turned this drafty old warehouse into something like a palace.
Small undertaking for such high praise, is it not?
You don't understand. We were only his apprentices. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy, but his true power was in his warm looks and words, things you couldn't count in a ledger.
What troubles you?
I should like to be able to say a word or two to my own clerk, Mr. Cratchit. Just now.
Nisa, I've big news. Nisa?
Ah, yes, Dickie.
I've decided to propose to Beatrice Rumple.
What happened to Dora Kunkel?
Oh, yeah, it didn't work out with Dora. But Beatrice is the one for me, don't you agree?
Oh, Dickie, I forgot what fun you were.
Hey, did you meet anyone tonight, Nisa? A girl to fancy?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Oh, that's That's my boy. See, that shyness is all an act. I knew it. But who is it? Millicent Dingle? Marjorie Pigeon? Doreen Fishhook?
Not exactly.
Well, who is it then? What's her name?
Belle.
Belle? I don't know a Belle. No, I can't think of a one. Only Belle I know is my sister? Ebenezer, my little sister?
I know.
No! Did she fall for you too?
I believe she did.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Well, not disgusting, but it's so wrong. So very, very wrong. Well, she's...
Yes?
She's the most precious thing in the world to me, Neezer. And she'd be lucky to have you. You have my blessing. Well, just remember, if you break her heart, I'll never forgive you. Remember that.
Yes, Dickie. I'll remember that.
You better turn in. Oh, it's Christmas tomorrow. Another year past. Good night, Ebenezer. Merry Christmas.
Goodbye, Dickie.
My time grows short. Come.
Spirit, no! This field. I remember this day, 2 years later. And there's Belle. There were tears in her eyes as she said,
"Another idol has displaced me."
and I asked, what idol?
A golden one. If that's what brings you joy in this world, I won't hold you from it. I will release you from your promise to me.
Belle, I didn't wish to condemn us to a life of poverty. I never sought release.
No, not in words, perhaps, but with an altered spirit. You fear the world too much, and credit it. I have watched helplessly as you lose yourself little by little to your pursuits. All you think on is money now.
There's nothing on which life is so hard as poverty.
You have lost a share of your heart, and you have broken mine. Our contract to marry was made when we were both poor and young. And so, Ebenezer, I release you from our contract with a full heart and love of the man you once were. Take back this ring. May you be happy in the life you have chosen. Farewell.
Belle, no, no, no. Why didn't I go after her? Spirit, why didn't I try? Fool.
One shadow more.
Darling, are you home?
Who is this? I don't know this house. This memory?
Belle, are you home?
Husband, home a day early. Abigail and Janet will be glad Daddy's home.
Home again, home again. In time for Christmas Eve, no less. It's a cold one out there. Belle, on the way home, I saw an old friend of yours, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, did you now?
I passed his warehouse, and there he sat, alone. Quite alone in this world, I believe. And you know, seeing him there, I wondered... Belle, you've been happy, haven't you? I know we may not have much.
Oh, my sweet. I am thankful every day for you. You're a gift.
A gift, am I? I could wear a little bow and sit under the tree if you like. I love you.
I know you do. And you have my heart. Come, let's have a Merry Christmas with our girls.
Spirit, take me away from here. You delight in tormenting me.
I told you, these are but shadows of things that have been.
You show me shadows, things long past, things lost to me. You haunt me with what might have been. You show me the fragments of faces I have known, friends lost, long gone. I can't bear it. Remove me from here. I demand it of you. Haunt me no more, no more. Have mercy, please. Mercy.
Oh, poor old Scrooge. I warned you, It was a ghostly little tale. You may be asking, what happens next? Good question. Come back for part 2 and find out.
A Merry Little Christmas Carol was written and directed by Mark Shanahan, adapted from his play of the same name, and based on the novella by Charles Dickens, featuring original music, sound design, and audio production by John Gromada, with Paxton Whitehead as Ebenezer Scrooge, Brian J. Carter as Bob Cratchit and others, Joel de la Fuente as Fred, Sana Prince Sarr as the street urchin and others, Triney Sandoval as Jacob Marley, Maya Dillon as Mrs. Dilber, Geneva Carr as the ghost of Christmas past, Mark Shanahan as Mr. Creakle, Pearl Sun as Fan and others, Richard Henry as Old Fezziwig and others, Joe Delafield as Dick Wilkins and others, Danielle Davenport as Belle and others, Britney Coleman as the ghost of Christmas present, Sarah Manton as Mrs. Cratchit, Catherine Shanahan as Martha Cratchit, Theo Adamson as Tiny Tim, John Gromada as the ghost of Christmas yet to come, and Mark Lemos, artistic director of the Westport Country Playhouse, as the narrator. For the Westport Country Playhouse, casting and artistic administration, Ann Keefe, stage manager, Erin Joy Swank, associate sound designer, Joel Abbott, technical director and associate director of production, R.J. Romeo, associate producer and director of production, David Dreyfus, managing director, Michael Barker, and United Scenic Artists Local 829 of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. For WSHU, station manager, Rima Dial, program director and Morning Edition host, Tom Kuzer, Julie Fredino, production director. If you'd like to listen to this program or share with friends and family, the recording of this radio play will be available on the Playhouse website, www.westportplayhouse.org, through January 3rd, along with a full cast list, an activity book for kids, and other details related to the making of this production. Thank you again to our generous sponsors, Mary Ellen and Jim Marpy, Judy and Scott Fairs, and to WSHU for their generous collaboration.